Next up, let's talk about some of the primary services. So what do you get when you have a Force.com application? What are those services that are provided to you by the platform that you don't have to write yourself? First of all, it's the database. It's that heart and soul of the Force.com application. You're storing all your metadata here, all of your objects, all your records, everything that makes up your application. I can build these objects with relationships and constraints, validation rules. I can set up auditing. All that stuff's taken care of for me, and I can query this database using a very T-SQL, PL/SQL-like syntax, a very natural way to query the database. The user interface is something where you can, again, work with drag and drop user interface experience and build up pages to fit your needs, or you can build custom pages using a framework called Visualforce that we'll dig into. So that's something that's provided for you as well as an out-of-the-box user interface model that you get to work within. There's also a strong reporting platform that you get out of the box. So this is taken care of for you by just drag and drop building reports that you can have emailed to you or you can save offline and build all sorts of different reports and pivots. There's a whole application logic tier where you can do some configurable logic if you want to do sort of validation rules and conditional statements. And again, you can jump into code if you've got custom business logic for how you process data or how you define relationships. Next, there's a pretty strong workflow engine here that also lets you model out business processes. So I can model out a process, maybe it's an approval process or something else, data collection process, and I can model that out, again, without having to write code, and it can organize and run in a long-running asynchronous fashion. We discussed briefly the security and the fact that you can have application security, use things like single sign-on even, so that your credentials within your on-premise organization can cascade over to your cloud platform, and you don't have to worry about signing in multiple times manually and storing all those passwords. There's a very deep integration layer that has both SOAP and REST API services, so that if you do have on-premise assets, which would be very typical in a large enterprise, you can integrate with Force.com and combine that data using real-time queries and pull that data live where it sits and kick off workflows and all that sort of stuff. You can work with that API and do a lot of interactions to make sure that you don't accidentally build silos when you build Force.com applications.